Shalom, everybody, and welcome back to Insights in the Parsha of the Week based on Rabbi Nachman's teachings. In particular, we'll be focusing on, again, Likutey Moharan lesson 24, where the focus is doing mitzvot with joy, with simcha. This week's Parsha, Balak, it's amazing. There's a lot of details and precisions, and questions can be asked. If you take a look at the initial command of Hashem to allow Bilaam to go with Balak's messengers in order to curse. So Hashem initially tells Bilaam, right before he's about to take off, this is the end of Sheni, the second Aliyah. Okay, it says there in chapter 22, verse 20, Vayavo Elohim el Bilaam laila. So, and the Lord came to Bilaam at night while he was sleeping. Vayomer lo, and the Lord Hashem told Bilaam, Im likor lecha ba'u hanashim, if now to call you are the people coming. And Rashi explained, what does it mean to call you? It means if now you expect to get money and reward, and that's your intent, to get pay, to get delight in being paid in doing what Balak wants you to do. So you're going in order for him to pay you. So if that's what your intent is, to get money and reward, kum lech itam, so get up and go with them. However, Hashem warns and he tells Bilam, however, the words, the speech, the mentionings, the ideas in which adaber elecha, the words that I will speak to you, the verse says, and focus on these words, oto ta'aseh, them you should do. It's funny, you would think the verse should read, oto tedaber, whatever I tell you to say, that's what you should say. But the verse doesn't read like that. The verse reads, whatever I tell you to say, you should do. Okay? That's a question already, question mark. And then, right after that, Shlishi, the beginning of the Shlishi, the next verse 21, Vayakom Bilam baboker, so then Bilam woke up early in the morning, Vayachavoshet atono, and he saddled his female donkey, the aton, Vayelechem Sare Moav, and he went together with the ministers, the governors of Moab, right? And like Rashi points out, that he went with them with the same joy to go and curse the Jewish people. So after that, verse 22, Vayichar af Elohim ki olechu. So the Lord was angry because he's going. 1 second, you yourself told him to go, and now you're angry that he's going. So Rashi points out, what does it mean Hashem's angry? I mean, you the Lord, you Hashem, you yourself told him to go. I said, but there's a thing here. He's going not for the intent of making money. He's going for the intent, like Rashi says, Ra'asha davar ra be'eni hamakom. Bilam saw that this is something bad in the eyes of God to curse the Jewish people, because he said earlier, they don't need your blessing, they don't need your curse. You can't curse them because they're blessed. Okay? Venit aval elech. Still knowing that it's bad in the eyes of Hashem to curse, he still wanted to go. Okay? Wanting to go meaning, even if not just for the reward, but for the sake of going to possibly curse, he wanted to do that. So on that, Hashem was upset. Because Hashem, you told him to go. But because his intent is not just for the money, but he also wants to really try to curse the Jewish people, so Hashem was angry at him. Okay? So then we know what the verse reads. So the whole incident that the angel stood in front of Bilam while riding his donkey, and the whole narrative in the Parsha, in Shlishi, that the angel came with its sword spread out, directed towards Bilam while riding his donkey. The donkey, she sees the angel with the sword. Bilam doesn't see it. So we have 3 times, right? The first time was in an open field, right? So the donkey, took him off the road into the field. So Bilam started hitting the donkey, okay? And then she continued going because he was hitting her. And they reached a place where there was a path with 2 walls, or two boundaries. So the donkey seeing again the angel who went forward. So she didn't want to go into the angel. So she pushed to the side of the pathway to avoid the angel of the sword, by doing so pushing Bilam's leg against the wall. So Bilam started hitting the donkey a second time, and he didn't get the message. So the third time, We know what it says in the Parsha, that the angel went ahead, and this time in a path where there's no room for the donkey to turn right or left. It's like a narrow. So she can't avoid the angel. The angel has the sword spread out a third time, and the donkey has nowhere to go, so she stops. And again, Bilaam is hitting the donkey. That's when the famous thing happens, that the donkey said, "Why are you hitting me? Did I ever did I ever cause you hurt or damage?" And he said, "No." And that's when Hashem revealed his eyes to the angel. Okay, and the angel said, if the donkey wouldn't have stopped, I would have killed you and let her live. Now it's the opposite. Now I'm gonna have to kill her and let you live. Okay, so then the angel says, "Okay, you can go." He said, Bilaam says, "But I didn't know that you're in front of me. If I knew that you don't want to go, I won't go." So the angel says, there's much more commentary in Rashi, of course. Let's skip. The angel says, "Lechem anashim." This is now chapter 22, verse 35. Hashem el Bilam. So the angel of Hashem said to Bilam, "Go with the people, ve'efes," but nothing. In other words, only the following has to happen. Et hadavar asher adaber elecha. Only the words in which I tell you, oto tedaber, those you should speak. And just remember, earlier it said oto ta'aseh. You remember that you should do. Here it says oto tedaber, which makes sense. Whatever I tell you to speak, that's what you should speak. And then Vailech Bilam imsar Balak. So and Bilam went with the ministers of Balak. The question is, if now his intent is bad, and the angels are letting him to go, so what did you accomplish? Send him back. But the angel says, "No, you can go, but only what I tell you to speak, that's what you should say." Okay, so there's questions here on the changing of the wording. Why it said over there, ta'aseh, you should do. And here it says, tedaber. And in the end, Bilam did continue to go, and he did have a bad intent still. So what did you, angel, accomplish with this whole scenario of stopping Bilam 3 times? What was accomplished in the end? Okay? So there's a bit of depth in here. The depth is, Hashem, even though Bilam was goy from the nations, Hashem gave him a mitzvah to do. And Hashem wanted this mitzvah to be done with joy. The mitzvah of joy is that, like Hashem told him originally, if you're planning to go to get reward, so you can go. I let you go, but just whatever I tell you to do, whatever I tell you to say, that's what you should do. He uses the verse. Hashem uses the wording ta'aseh. The pasuk says there, ta'aseh. Whatever I tell you to do is ta'aseh. Hinting to Hashem was hinting to Bilam, I'm giving you a chance to do what the Jewish people have. What do the Jewish people have? They have this concept of doing mitzvot with joy, with simcha. Okay, I'm giving you a mitzvah. By Hashem telling him ta'aseh, it's like the wording of the mitzvot aseh. We have positive commandments. So Hashem was giving Bilam a chance to do a mitzvah. He says, ta'aseh, I'm giving you a chance to do a mitzvah. And I'm going to see now if you can maintain to do this mitzvah with joy. Okay? The joy is you can get paid. I'm letting you go so that if it's for you, like we said, remember? We said in the verse, Im akriya lecha. If it's now for you and your intent is to get paid, to get a sachar, okay? So then I let you go. You can go. So Hashem is telling him, your mitzvah is to go. You speak what I tell you to do, but you're going for the intent of getting a reward. All this ta'aseh, do. So what's the idea? Hashem is telling Bilam, I want you to go and be positive about it and be happy. You can get money. You should be happy, right? You shouldn't have any negative intent at all. You're going to get a reward. You're going to get paid. Bilam is calling you to come. You're going to come. You do it, but I'm going to tell you what to speak. Do that, and that's your intent. So you have aseh, ta'aseh. I will give you a positive commandment. Now the test is to see if you'll do it with joy. So when the angel saw that he's not going with joy, because like Rashi pointed out, he wanted to curse the Jews. Why do you want to curse the Jews? Why do you want to do bad towards the Jewish people? Like today also. Why this all the anti-Semitism? What do they want from us? Why are you guys so upset at us? What is wrong? The only reason why someone can be upset at the Jewish people is because they're not happy. They're not happy with their portion. If you were happy with your portion, you wouldn't even look at us. You wouldn't want to curse us. You're not happy with who you are. You're not happy b'simcha with what Hashem has given you as your portion. So therefore, you're interested in cursing the Jewish people. This is what the angel or Hashem also was upset about at Bilaam. He gave him an opportunity to go and do this mitzvah b'simcha. When he saw that he wasn't doing it out of joy, okay, so he was angered. So the verse says, "Vaychar af," and "Vaychar af Elohim keolechu," and the Lord was angry because he's going. What does it mean he's going? He's going with the intent to want to curse, as opposed to being happy. You can get paid for what you're doing. So Hashem saw that he's not happy doing the mitzvah, so he gave him 3 chances to wake up. Okay, chance number 1 is when the donkey turned into the forest, the field. Okay, the field in breslov terminology is where people go and do hitbodedut. Okay, the donkey turned to the sadeh, that's what the verse reads there, in order to tell Bilaam something is wrong here. Stop and do what's called a cheshbon hanefesh. Evaluate what you're doing. So instead of evaluating what Bilaam was doing, he got even angrier. He started beating the donkey. What do you mean you're beating the donkey? Didn't you ask? It's so unusual for your donkey, like the donkey herself said, did I ever do bad to you? You always have been using me. Have I ever done something wrong? And he said no. So if now your donkey, which you know so well, is turning off to the field, it's a wake-up call from heaven. In other words, Bilaam, what should have Bilaam done? Instead of hitting his donkey, he should have said, wait a second, why is this happening? Hashem, what are you trying to tell me? No, he got angry. He started hitting the donkey. Why did he get angry and started hitting the donkey? Because he wasn't happy. He wanted to do bad. He wanted to run after to curse the Jews. Why? Because he's not happy with himself. Hashem gave him a mitzvah to be happy about. It's an aseh, mitzvah ta'aseh, and he's not happy about it. So he didn't pick up the message the first time. He started hitting the donkey. So there was a second chance. That's how it is in life. First time, Hashem sends you a situation where things are a bit different, and it's a wake-up call. Wait, what is Hashem trying to tell me? If you pick up the message and you start asking Hashem, what are you trying to tell me? What am I supposed to do? Fine, you got it. But if not, and you force, no, you start beating and forcing the situation. That's what Bilaam was doing by hitting his donkey. He was forcing against what was actually Hashem trying to show him, like, take it easy and do a cheshbon hanefesh, do an evaluation about yourself if you're doing the right thing. He didn't do that because he was upset. So, you didn't pick up the message the first time. So the second time, you get hurt. The donkey on the second time pushed Bilaam's leg against the wall. So what happens is that Bilaam got hurt. He got injured. So he started beating the donkey again. That's how it is in life. You don't pick up the message the first time, where they don't harm you, but they give you room to breathe and to take time, maybe go to the forest, the field, to talk to Hashem about what you're going through. You don't listen, okay, we get smacked a little. You get a patch. That's what happened the second time. Bilaam got a patch. His leg being pushed against the wall was like a wake-up call, a second, but now this time even more intense. He got hurt. And again, Bilaam failed the test. Instead of waking up, this donkey who I trust so much, I use her all the time, and I get injured from her. This never happens. Hashem, what are you trying to tell me? Am I doing something wrong? No. He got even more angry. No, keep on going. What are you doing? And hitting. Because again, he's not happy. Okay? That's how it is in life also. You don't pick up the message. Third test is now you're at least advancing. You continue doing bad that you're trying to do. Okay? But the third time, Bilaam, he didn't pick up the message. So this time there's no room to turn, not to the right, to the left. Donkey just sat. Boom. Sat down. And again, Bilaam was supposed to wake up 3 times. You don't smell the coffee. You don't realize. Why not? Because he's not happy. He's not happy with his portion. He nit'ava lelech. He wanted to go. He had a ta'ava. He had a lust, a desire to do bad, to curse the Jewish people. Why? Like Rabbi Nachman teaches on the verse from Mishlei, B'chol etzev yiyeh motar. A ta'ava, a lust, is like desires which are excesses. A motarot. A person is ta'ev, wants something that he doesn't need. He's ta'ev. Okay? So Rabbi Nachman teaches on this verse, B'chol etzev yiyeh motar. When a person is after lusts and excesses and things which he doesn't need, like in this case, Bilaam doesn't need to curse the Jewish people. He doesn't need to. He wants to do it, okay? He wants to because there's atzvut. B'chol etzev yeh motar. Wherever there's a lust, a desire, it's a sign, an indication a person is not happy with what he has. He's not happy about himself, not happy about his portion, and there's atzvut. So Bilaam 3 times failed the test. It was a wake-up call 3 times. Wake up. Wake up. Try to figure out what Hashem is trying to tell you. No, he's hitting the donkey. What are you hitting the donkey? It's coming from Shemayim. When he didn't wake up, then the angel appeared. And then he saw and he prostrated, oh my God, and this and that. So then the angel says finally, whatever, you failed the test. So like Rashi points out, that when he went, Rashi says finally, when the angel says, okay, I'm letting you go, but whatever I tell you to say, that's what you have to speak. So Rashi points out that Lech ima nashim, verse 35, go with the men who come to pick you up to take you to Balak. And Rashi says, B'derech shadam rotze le'elech ba molichin oto. You want the evil, I now let you to go to do. But watch the next Rashi. Lech ima nashim ki chelkecha imahem v'sovcha le'aved min ha'olam. Go with these men, meaning you're all gonna die. You're all doomed. So you're going to doom. I gave you a chance to do one mitzvah, like he said, go with the men. If now it's for you looking to make your money off of this, then go, okay? And just whatever I tell you to say, do that. This is his mitzvah, and he was expected to do it b'simcha. I'm going, Hashem sent me. Okay, Hashem sent me as a shaliach to go. Wow, you blew the one opportunity that Hashem gave you, Bilaam, a mitzvah to do with joy. You blew it. You prove that you're a sad person, and that's why you want to curse the Jewish people, and that's why you ended up the way you ended up. So this is a message we see from Bilaam, the message of doing a mitzvah b'simcha, that Hashem even gave this goy an opportunity. Like Rashi says, why did Hashem allow prophecy to be on the nations? So they shouldn't say, there should be no what's called pitchon peh. The nations to say, you gave the Jewish people prophets, no wonder they're the chosen people. Like in the end of days when we'll get our reward, and the nations and the evil doers of the nations will be punished. They will say, if you gave us also prophets, we would be good. So Hashem says, okay, I'll give you prophets, and you'll see that it won't work out. The big prophet was Bilaam, and it didn't work out because Bilaam, even though Hashem was talking to him, he had prophecy, he still didn't wake up. The non-waking up of Bilaam was because he was sad. He was a sad person. He wasn't happy with his portion, and that's why he was interested in doing evil. People do evil because they're not happy with themselves. That's why they do evil. They do wrong. They think by doing evil that will satisfy them, and in the case, in the end, they lose out. They lose out totally. Here at Son, we should be so happy with our portions. That, by the way, in all the blessings that Bilaam gave, everything is talking about the good points of the Jewish people. For example, Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. How good, nikudot tovot. How good, the good point. How good are your tents of Yaakov and mishkenotecha, your tabernacles, Israel. And that, like Rashi points out, it's referring to all the synagogues and the Batei Midrash and the Beit HaMikdash. All these are called tovu. They're called tov. That Bilaam, in the blessings that he gave in the end, was just talking about the good points and how fortunate the Jewish people are that they have mitzvot and they can do them b'simcha. Which we zoche to learn from Bilaam's blessings that Hashem forced him to say in the end, and appreciate with such joy our portion that Hashem has given to us. Shabbat Shalom u'mevurach.